This is a very packed convention. Now, I know all of you have looked over the agenda. I know you've already decided when you're going shopping. You've already decided when you're going to go over to see Mickey. You already done decided when you just going to go sit out by the pool. But I got a secret weapon. I've been praying for the last week. I said, Lord, you know the program. You know when we need these folks in session. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. And when the session is over, Lord, send the rainbow and let the sun shine. Those of you who have been here for the last few days know that's true. And I know God answers prayers because it's been raining cats and dogs in Orlando. I know you've already looked at the agenda. I know you've already said, I've been here before, I don't need this and I don't need that. I don't need to go to the skill building workshops because I already know how to do that. I don't need to hear about immigration reform because I already done heard about that. I don't need to hear about the problem with education because I know what the problem is. Not that I'm doing anything about it, but I know what the problem is. I can skip this part or that part. Let me tell you something. There is no part of this agenda, no part, it is a packed agenda. I'll give you that. It is a packed agenda. But there is really no part of this agenda that's a throwaway. If you look at each part of the agenda, it has something for you to take home. If you look at each part of the agenda, it has something for you to learn from. And get this, if you already know it, it's somebody in the room that might learn something from you. As I told you earlier, all the intelligence ain't up here. I realize it's all out there. But if you don't show up to help somebody else, we're going to be losing that intelligence. So I'm just going to tell you up front, we're going to keep you longer, work you harder, and challenge you like never before. Like I said before, CBTU is rebooting so that we're prepared when we leave Orlando. We have brought in experts in fields and challenged them to provide useful information and insight on their respective topics. Our facilitators have been challenged to engage and educate participants in a manner that provides them with concrete skills and tools to bring back home. Speakers have been flown in from all parts of the country to bring you a new vision and perspective on the issues facing us as a union and members of CBTU and black people in general. So I've personally challenged all those who are working on this convention. I've challenged the registration staff to make your guys had a smooth system of getting in here. How many people had a smooth system getting in this time? Y'all. Okay, who had problems? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, about 15, 20. I think we did pretty good. They registered over 600 people, I heard yesterday. If they registered over 600 people, we got about 20 people with some issues. Were they taken care of? Were they taken care of? All right, they're taken care of. So you ain't had no issues, they're taken care of. See, what we got to understand is, and this is where we get messed up. It's getting hot up here. This is where we get messed up. We think that if we had an issue, if there was a bump in the road, if we had to wait 15, 20 minutes or even a half hour longer than we thought we had to wait, that was an issue, guess what? Them other folks keep you waiting days. And you still won't be registered because they didn't want you there anyway. But I challenged the registration staff. I know that if you come into the convention, because I've been there, if you come to convention and you have problems with registration, your whole first 2 days is going to be bad. I don't care what the president say. I don't care what the speakers say. I don't care what the executive council say. It's going to be a bad situation. So all y'all that had a bad situation, come in and see me before you leave this session today, because I want to personally apologize to you for having that experience when you entered this convention. I want you to come up and see me. I'm serious about that. I want you to come up and see me because I want to personally apologize. That should not have happened. I've challenged my staff to produce a high-quality product. I've even challenged the VIPs, letting them to know that we don't need talking heads. We need energized soldiers. Since I've challenged all of them, I now need to challenge each of you. I challenge you to participate in this convention. I challenge you to engage in the discussion in this convention. When we come up with this convention will set the direction of where we go for the next year. When we come up and we start debating issues, I challenge you to let us know what your position is on the issue. Don't just sit back and allow things to go by because you can't wait to get outside, because remember, it's raining till session is over. And it's going to keep raining. I challenge you to invest yourselves in this convention, to soak up as much information as you can, to build up your skill set for your return home. I challenge you to commit to this convention. Nobody can prove you showed up or skipped the panels or workshops. That's something that you got to deal with in your own heart. We have folks raise their hand earlier of how many people sent themselves. How many people? Raise your hand again. How many people sent themselves? All the rest of y'all need to go back with a report to whoever paid for you to come here. Every one of y'all need to go back and show them that we wasn't just hanging out in Orlando because Reverend Melvin had it raining every day. And we had nothing else to do but to go from workshop to workshop. So here's a report of what I did. They kept me in the morning. They kept me in the noonday. They kept me in the evening. I ain't had a chance to do nothing. Get a report back to who sent you. We easy to talk about people don't want to send us somewhere, but we don't want to tell them what we did when we was there. The only way that anybody know what you did is how you act when you get home. If you act no differently when you go home than you did when you came, if you don't act like you know nothing more about the education crisis in our community, you know nothing more about the immigration crisis that's going on in this country, you know no more about the wealth disparity issue between the black and brown community, you know nothing more about the international situation that's going on with black workers around the world, you know nothing more than when you act like you know nothing more, then they're going to believe you didn't do anything. What will you make up, or what will you have to share? The truth will show in your work, in your new ideas, the enthusiasm and pride you display, the tangible effort to make your local and your chapter better. This is where we get recharged to go back and do some work. And I promise, if you commit to this convention, if you take this walk with us, you will gain something valuable that can help your community and help us move forward. I challenge you to join us on this journey. It is the right path to build our future from our solid foundation of greatness. See, I truly believe that God Almighty put us here to leave this place just a little better than it was when we arrived. He's calling on us now to stand up for what is just and what is right. He is calling on us to use the knowledge and skills he has given us to make the changes that need to be made, to build on the positive and eradicate the negative. He's calling on us to establish and maintain community that looks out for all its citizens equally. He's calling on us to share in the good and the bad equally. He has not placed us here to change our beliefs or our convictions, not for self-preservation, not to please the elite, or not to fit in with the group. We are to hold tight to that which brought us to where we are today, and always remember where we came from. And when we will speak up, we will speak out, we will march, and we will fight. We will stand up for what is just and what is right. We will stand up for workers' rights. We will stand up for human rights. We will stand up for economic rights. Like a tree standing by the riverside, I want to tell you that CBTU will not be moved. I challenge you today to join me to make CBTU the best it can be. Will you join me in the battle? Will you join me in the battle? Will you join me in the battle? God bless you, and God bless CBTU.
Wow. I tell you, did our president not give us a soul-stirring message? But he also challenged us, and it's up to us to take that challenge, take it back home, and feed it to other people that didn't hear this. So that's our opportunity to make his message real. Thank you again, President Melvin. We appreciate you. At this point, I will call on Dave Claxton to come and bring us the announcements. Please don't leave. You may miss something.
Thank you. Very quickly, we have a few announcements, and some very, very important. Number one, the regional conferences meetings on tomorrow morning, regional meetings tomorrow morning. Do not try to go to the room that's in the program. I'm going to give that to you, and plus the Sergeant of Arms have sheets as you leave the auditorium. Region 1 will be in the Empire Ballroom, Region 2, Great Hall North, Region 3, Westminster, Region